All right, now I want to show you just some kind of cool miscellaneous things. We're back to the dashboard. And some other nice things you can be aware of. You can have all kind of publishing news. Another nice thing that Duotrope has, they interview editors. So a lot of times on the publication listing, they'll have interviews with the editors, and that just kind of helps you figure out what they're looking for if you want to go to that page. Reports is kind of like lots of statistics. You remember that publication response statistic that showed you some good guides you could start with. And then guides is another thing I wanted to point out. We have the glossary. And this is really helpful when you're just beginning using Duotrope. Every little shorthand they use is explained here. So that's good to know. Then they have the guide. So this is really good for starting off. They've got a guide for new users, some advice. Here's that glossary again. Some tips on how to search, how to use your control panel, all kinds of good stuff. And that's good to know when you're just starting out, so I wanted to point that out. And under your account tab, here's some other cool stuff you can favorite listings. So here's my list of favorite places I like to submit, or just places I thought were cool. And that's easy to do. So if you go to a listing, you just you either remove it from your favorites, or if you hadn't favorited it yet, it'd have a star to add it to your favorites. That's nice to do. And then here's that interview. They have an interview with the editors of that publication. So that's kind of nice. It's a nice way to keep it organized. So if you have like places you like to submit to, you'll have a whole list, and they'll let you know if they're closed to submissions or not. So it's another way to kind of stay on top of things. I also have an ignore list. So like Cricket, I don't really have anything to write for Cricket, or like a lot of these are Christian publications. Nothing against them. I just don't write for that kind of listing. I don't need to see Chicken Soup for the Soul. I'm not going to write for them probably. So under that listing, here's where you could favorite. You could ignore it or remove it from my ignored list. And that's nice because in that way when you search, you don't see things you don't really need to see. I also have my pieces are just like I showed you that before. My list of all the things I've submitted ever. That's good to know. I have saved searches, so I show you how to save searches. This is where they live. So like when I was looking for my chapbook, I saved that search. And here are all the people taking probably chapbooks that maybe pay a little bit. There's not many, sadly. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Clicking on their icon will take you to the home page, where it's just kind of like a visual way of laying out all the things. And Duotrope's not too expensive. I think it's about $50 a year. And so my goal every year is to get enough publications where I break even. And actually, this past year, I made a little more, so I was proud of myself. And then also when you sign up, Duotrope will send you a newsletter, I think about once a month, about things that are opening up or markets that are closing down. And they'll also give a shout out to people who have gotten things published. So this is my favorite database, and they're not giving me any money to promote them. I just like it, so that's why I'm sharing it with you. I hope these videos were helpful, and I wish you a lot of luck submitting your work and getting your art out there. Thanks so much.